Thanks, Senator Welch, and thank you to the nominees. And let me say at the outset, for those who are not familiar with the process, it is a long process where a lot of people investigate your life in detail. Questions are asked about things that you'd long ago forgotten, and you're asked to defend things which you thought were in the obscure past, but not so when it comes to the investigators. We have had people questioned about poetry they wrote in college that betrayed the fact they were truly Marxist and have been their whole lives, and they didn't realize it. That's the sort of thing. Then they go through the investigative phase of your preparation for this moment, and the American Bar Association steps in and asks every attorney who will answer the phone or answer a phone call or request for information what you're really like and what they can say about you personally and privately. And at the end of that process, I might say that both of these nominees were found well qualified by the American Bar Association, well qualified, which meant that your adversaries who had a chance in anonymity to say what they really believed said nice things, which is a good reflection on your lives. What I found struck by as I look at both of your backgrounds, what an enormous amount of court experience you've had. That's rare in these days, at least as I'm told, as I've been removed from practice myself. Few cases end up in court, few cases end up at trial. It looks like Mrs. Lanthier, did I pronounce that correctly? Tried between nearly 50 criminal cases to a jury verdict. 50 cases to a jury verdict. I hope you're getting ready to write a book about it. Tell me about that experience. What's been your biggest surprise when it comes to jury response?
Thank you, Senator. I'm such a fan of the jury system that we have. I think what surprises me the most every single time is the dedication and the drive that jurors take to really do the job well. They listen to the evidence, they listen to the judge's instruction, and they take their obligation seriously in the most serious of cases and in the most, what may seem insignificant to you and me, but is the most important to the person next to me. It is clear to those clients that the jurors have taken their job seriously. It truly is the bedrock of our justice system, Senator.
Ms. Henry, you've had similar experience representing clients at every stage of the state criminal process. Any observations, philosophical in nature?
Thank you, Senator. I agree with what my colleague said about the importance of the jury system. I think it's what makes our country unique and have the best system anywhere, I think. And I also think, which you're right, is about that trying a case before a jury is not something a lot of people have an opportunity to do, especially in federal court. And I've had dozens of juries in federal court in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. So one of the things I like to do when I'm mentoring my students, my law students, is I make sure every trial I have that I allow a law student to sit and be part of that trial and to be involved in writing the openings, writing the closings, prepping the witnesses. And I feel like that's the one thing I can give them that maybe another lawyer can't give them. And they've come back to me later when they've been working at big firms and making tons of money. And they've come back and said sometimes they'll have a partner meeting and they'll say, who's tried a case in federal court? And theirs might be the only hand that gets to go up and say, it was me, I've tried a case in federal court. So I think it's unfortunately not as frequent as I'd like it to be, but it's so important. And it really is a way to see our justice system at work.
So the next thing you may have noticed in the Biden administration is women play a larger role in the selection process in this committee. Some people admire that and some resent it very much. We find it in lines of questioning which seem to have a prejudice to believe that women cannot be good prosecutors. Whether you have been or not, and both of you have defense backgrounds, what is your response to the argument that you're going to be soft on crime? Ms. Lanthier?
Senator, I have represented individuals who have been the victims of crime. I have seen the impact that crime can have on folks. My job right now is to, in this system, and a system that I take great pride in, is to represent those individuals. Were I to be confirmed, I would take my same commitment to the system and do that job. I would apply the appropriate law to the facts of the case before me.
Ms. Henry?
Yes, Senator, I agree with that. Not only have a lot of our clients also been victims of crime, but we sit in court all day, every day, and we listen to victims face to face. We listen to the things they say, and it is impossible not to be moved by how difficult and how enduring some of the trauma that victims of crime face. And we feel that. We see it on the front lines every day. And if I was fortunate enough to be confirmed, I would think about that and all of the experiences I've had in the criminal justice system and use that to make sure that everyone is receiving equal treatment under the law.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.